Testing, testing, testing. I wonder if anyone's going to join this room. I am testing my sound settings. Testing, testing. I see 6 people in the room. Leave a comment. I just want to see if my live is working. Hey, everyone. Perfect, perfect. My sound's good. Perfect. I just wanted to go live quickly. Wanted to help anyone out that is getting ready for the snapshot tomorrow. This is my first time going live, so be easy on me. Well, first time going live by myself. I go live with Rick, so it's easy to go live with 2 people, but now I'm just speaking to myself. So this is a little bit awkward. So if I appear a little bit anxious, it's because this is a first time thing. I have my ADA Moon stress ball. It's gonna take me through this live stream. But anyway, I've been seeing some questions from people. I wanted to talk everyone through. I know tomorrow is the big date, the first test net snapshot. If anyone had some last minute questions, I wanted to go over those. And I also wanted to ease up the atmosphere. I know it's a little bit stressful right now, and everyone's trying to figure out what they're going to do, whether they're going to participate in the incentivized testnet snapshot or not. I just want to let everyone know that there are going to be 2 snapshots. So if you're watching this right now and you think that tomorrow is your only chance to get involved with incentivized testnet staking, you're incorrect. There are going to be 2. The first one is happening tomorrow at 1200 UTC. 1200 UTC. So you can just go to Google, type that in, and it's going to give you the time for your particular time zone. And the snapshot, the premise of it is they're taking a digital photo of everyone's addresses within the snapshot ready addresses like Daedalus or Yoroi, and whatever amount that you have in Daedalus or Yoroi at the time of the snapshot, you'll be credited testnet ADA 1-to-1. So say you have 1,000 ADA in your mainnet Daedalus or mainnet Yoroi, the snapshot happens, you'll get 1,000 ADA, 1,000 testnet ADA in your testnet version of Daedalus and testnet version of Yoroi. The testnet is not out yet, so the download will be available later in the week. It's projected that the download will be available on Thursday. So this is a balance check. So you're not going to start staking this week. You're just going to see whether or not your seed phrases are correct and everything is good on your end. I want to go over the addresses that are good for the snapshot. You have Daedalus. So that's the main wallet I use, by the way. So I have a majority of my funds on Daedalus. You have Daedalus, and then you have Yoroi. So you have the Yoroi web wallet, which is also snapshot ready. You have the Yoroi mobile wallet, which is snapshot ready. The only things that are not snapshot ready are hardware wallets like Trezor or Ledger. So if you have a Yoroi right now, if you go to your Yoroi web wallet and you see in the upper left-hand corner, it says Yoroi Ledger, you have it on your Ledger. You're not going to be able to participate in the snapshot. What you need to do is you need to either move that to Yoroi web wallet, you move that to Yoroi mobile wallet, or you can move it directly to Daedalus. I released a video yesterday showing exactly how to move your ADA from the Yoroi ledger straight to Daedalus. And the reason why I encourage people to download Daedalus and get familiar with Daedalus is because when the snapshot happens, when staking happens, I anticipate that there may or may not be, I may be speaking out my ass right now, and please correct me if I'm wrong. And I know Emergo is working very hard, but all the changes are getting pushed first from IOHK. So if there's any sort of delay between the testnet staking starting, there may be a slight delay between you being able to stake within your Yoroi wallet. I don't know if that's 100% accurate, but I heard rumors of that. And it makes sense because IOHK is pushing the changes first, and then Emergo has to catch up. So if you want to ensure that you're staking day one of staking or the second that staking starts, you want to probably try to get your funds in Daedalus. I know people have problems with Daedalus because either it's a little bit slow or that you don't have hardware wallet support, but I've been using it for over 2 years now, and it's been working fine for me. I know you can open up a support ticket at the Zendesk help desk, and they'll try to help you out and go forward. And Daedalus is going to be the main portal where you're going to interact with the Cardano blockchain. So when dApps are built and when future applications are deployed onto Cardano, you're going to be able to integrate within your Daedalus network or Daedalus platform. So it's good to get involved with both wallets, the light version of Yoroi and then the desktop wallet of Daedalus. I'm going to go straight to the questions. Hold on, let me pull up another tab. I have a lot of different screens open. Hey, everyone. So I see some questions. Uncle Chop Chop is ready for the snapshots to begin. I'm ready for the snapshots to begin too. Dborn says Daedalus 15.1 is crashing on Ubuntu 19. Had to install Daedalus on Windows. Okay. I have Daedalus on Windows. Josh, how you doing? Yasin said, do I need to keep the Daedalus wallet on my desktop open for the snapshot? It's already synced with the blockchain, or I can close it and the snapshot will see my ADA deposit, right? That is correct. So it happens, the snapshot happens at 1200 UTC tomorrow or in a little bit. It depends where you are in the world. And that is around 7 or 8. I believe 7 a.m. for me. And I'm not going to be in front of my computer. So my Daedalus will be closed, but it will take the snapshot of my wallet. Is the download a different wallet release? Yes, the download is a different wallet release. So they're going to be releasing it probably on Thursday. So you're going to be able to download that wallet release, that testnet wallet release on Thursday. So you're just going to have to wait for that. And the testnet version is not available yet. Basically, what the testnet version it's going to be is going to be similar interface to what Daedalus is now, but there's going to be different features in Daedalus. So you're going to be able to delegate to pools and whatnot. So the first snapshot, you're not going to be able to start staking. It's just a balance check. Neon, Ryan says, when is Cardano going to hit $100 a coin? I don't know about that. Neon says, hi from Mexico. Thanks for your videos. I already downloaded Daedalus. Your videos help a lot. Oh, I'm glad they do. It's a very stressful time for a lot of people right now. So I thought I would jump in front of the camera, do a quick live session before the first snapshot tomorrow. I know everyone's tired, but I know this is probably when most people are in front of their computer. No problem, Pierre. Mr. Plumber says, will the second snapshot overwrite the first snapshot as far as having more ADA on your wallet by the second snap? Yes, that's correct. So if you have 1,000 ADA by the first snapshot tomorrow, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, ADA is going to go to the moon and I want to delegate as much ADA to pools in the testnet as possible, you can put another 5,000 ADA between the first snapshot and the second snapshot, and it's going to take the balance of your second snapshot. So in this case, you'd have 6,000 ADA, so 6,000 testnet ADA. And the reason why I am pushing this to as many people as possible, whoever's interested in this, is because, first of all, if you are a Cardano enthusiast and you really believe in this blockchain project, this is the way to get involved. This is the way to help the project grow. All these tests and all these statistics are going to be used by IOHK to make sure that staking is as seamless as possible. It's as seamless as possible. And this is how we're going to get mass adoption. When we're talking about institutions, when we're talking about people maybe investing, using this as an ulterior mode of investment, they have a kid and they, instead of putting it in a certificate of deposit, they put it into, they delegate their kid's college fund to a staking pool and then just let it mature over a long period of time. This is where it's at. And Cardano IOHK has had some delays. So using that logic, I'm going to let you know that the testnet, it's not going to be over in a week. It's not going to be over in a month. it might be several months before we hit the mainnet for Shelly staking. And the way I look at it is I'm going to be staking during that time, and I don't want to miss out on that time. And in a few months, next year, sometime in 2020, I'm going to come back, open my wallet when we go from testnet to mainnet, and I'm going to see a bag. I'm waiting for the bag, and that's what it's going to be. So just forget about it, delegate to a pool, and then you'll see your rewards when we hit mainnet. I'm going to be making a lot of tutorial videos, making sure that everyone is as comfortable as possible when they are using their different wallets. I just sent some test ADA to Yodoi. I sent some test ADA to a Yodoi mobile wallet. I sent some test ADA to a Yodoi paper wallet, and I sent some test ADA to a Daedalus paper wallet. So I'm going to try to make videos for all of those particular wallets, just showing how to access the testnet using every single different type of wallet. So I'm going to try to get that as expeditiously as possible. I know IOHK and Emergo are probably going to beat me to the punch, but if I can reiterate things and explain them in maybe a slightly different way, those that are still confused may understand a little bit more. Let me get back to some questions. Okay, this is my first time going live, so just bear with me because there's a lot of things going on at the same time. I usually go live with Rick on the Cardano Effect channel, but this is a little bit more difficult doing it by yourself. Hey, everyone. When John Anderson says, when I updated the new Daedalus, can I delete the old version? It takes up a lot of space. I've heard from Rick and I've heard from other people that they kind of overwrite the other files, but you can uninstall it and see what that does. I just downloaded Daedalus on a Mac, and they were on the version 0.13, and you have to download 0.15. So I just downloaded 0.15, and then all the files were just overwriting. So, but you can try either way. I think it's going to overwrite your files, but not 100% sure. So Envios Directo says the only thing that sucks is that you have to enter your seeds on the other wallet. So there's no risk to lose the other coins there. So let me just try to elaborate this. Yes, you're going to have to enter your seed phrase. So right now, if you feel like you have your seed phrase, maybe in where you are right now, or you have them in a different location, and you want to access the testnet, you're going to have that seed phrase. There is a slight security issue. If from the time that you started downloading Daedalus, or the time that you first put ADA on Yodoi and created a wallet, if at any particular time you feel like your computer has been compromised, whether you have a keylogger on there or it's just you've been doing some illegalities on the internet and you have some viruses, chances are nothing's going to happen, but something could happen, and it's not going to be the fault of IOHK. It's going to be the fault of your compromised computer. So you need to realize that this is very important. I would have a dedicated computer to your Daedalus or your Yodoi, especially if you have a large holding. If you have a large holding, think about it like this. You have tens of thousands or thousands or hundreds, whatever is important to you. You have that invested in ADA. Think about it like this. Just put an extra few $100 or $500 or $1,000, whatever you want. Buy a computer, buy a laptop, and just use it just for that wallet. And chances are you're not going to have many issues. Someone asked Kevin asked, if someone is all but computer illiterate, would you recommend against staking ADA? No, not necessarily. I think that if you are practicing proper computer security and you feel like you can turn on a computer, you're not really doing a lot of illegal things or doing some illegalities on your computer, or visiting sites that you shouldn't be visiting. Well, you can be visiting it, but if you're in crypto, you probably shouldn't be visiting it because there's a lot of vectors of attack there. Then you have an issue. But I think that anyone can stake their ADA. I think it's going to be relatively easy. one of the things that I have to tell you about my staking pool, which is stakecardano.io. You can visit it there. One of our team members, his name is Marcus. He is the front end developer for Daedalus. So I talk to him all the time. We've been friends for a very long time. Well, as soon as I got into crypto, I kind of met him, and we've been friends for a while now. And he lets me know exactly what's going on, and things are as smooth as possible. The front end development team, it's all about making it user friendly. So their whole mission is to make sure that mass adoption occurs. So any particular person, if they want to stake, it's as clean as possible for that individual, if that makes any sense. The delegation page, it's going to be like a stock ticker. There are going to be tons of different stocks or tons of different staking pools that are all going to be represented by 3 or 4 characters, and you're going to be able to pick your favorite staking pool just like you pick your favorite stock. So if you go to the stock market, you look at Amazon, they have a particular ticker. If you go to Google, they have a particular ticker. Netflix, particular ticker. So stakecardano.io will have a particular ticker, and we're going to be letting everyone know what that ticker is. I was going to send out an email earlier this week, actually, for everyone who signed up. So thank you to everyone who signed up. But as soon as I sent the email, Charles went live, and everything in the email was kind of outdated. So I'm just waiting for some more concrete information, and I'll definitely let you know. But we still have a little bit of time before we start staking. So I will continuously make videos and make sure that everyone is up to date as soon as possible. OTT to own says, what's the main advantage of being part of this first snapshot, if any? It's a balance check. It's a balance check. So if you feel like you don't have the correct seed words, if you don't feel like you lost your seed words or you misplaced them, personally, I have like probably, I don't know, 15 or 20 wallets between Yoroi and Daedalus that I've just created over time. Most of them have abysmal amounts. So it's just fractions. It's just dust wallets. But there's words everywhere. So I'm not sure if these words correspond with this wallet or this wallet corresponds with these words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the testnet. You can also go on Daedalus and check to see if the seed phrase corresponds with the particular wallet. But I'm going to make sure everything is good, especially for my main wallet, because I don't want to be cocky and say, oh, I'm good to go. And then my main holdings, it's like I missed the second snapshot. I would be extremely disappointed. So I'm going to be downloading that first testnet and seeing whether or not I'm ready to go. Because if you have a large holding and you're planning on holding on delegating, it's the time to check. Quick question regarding Kaizen Crypto said, quick question regarding stake pools. Will you be able to operate your pool from multiple IPs? In other words, have server redundancy from multiple locations? I believe you will be able to. One of the podcasts that we just recently did with OCG and Mark Stopka, it's going to be released on Wednesday, I believe. We were talking about it, and one of his solutions was mixing cloud-based solutions with actual physical hardware. So he would use it as they would be communicating with each other, and they're in multiple different IP addresses, and they would be using each other to bounce information. So if any one went particularly down, if any one server went down, it would be able to relay the message to another server in his network. Mr. Plummer said, on testnet, will you be able to delegate all your funds to multi-stake pools? So this is what I'm confused about. The information has been a little bit confusing. I heard that you had to go all in with one particular wallet. And then now I'm hearing someone sent me a GitHub message that said that you're going to be able to split up the funds within a particular wallet to multiple different pools. So I'm not sure where the truth lies. I don't know. We're going to find out soon. Once again, please note that when these releases come out and when this information comes out, I do have a little bit of information when it comes to the front end development team on Daedalus, but everything else I'm learning just like I'm learning it right when you're learning it. So I'm trying to figure out the information as quick as possible and sharing it with you. If I have Dborn says, if I have multiple addresses in Daedalus, will they all be accounted for on the testnet? Yes. So if you have if you have 5 wallets in Daedalus, One of them has 100 ADA, 200 ADA, 300 ADA, 400 ADA, 500 ADA. Every single address will have their corresponding seed words. You're going to be able to enter all those seed words for those separate addresses in the testnet. And you're going to have 5 different wallets in the testnet. One with 100 testnet ADA, 200 testnet ADA, 300 testnet ADA, and so on. Kevin Idaho is, how big is the risk if we delegate ADA? There's risks and rewards. So there's risks if your computer is compromised. There's risk if you're sending your ADA anywhere. So once again, I'd like to remind everyone that you're not sending your ADA to the testnet. Absolutely not. You will lose all your ADA if you send it to the testnet. The testnet is a playground. It's a fictitious playground. It doesn't exist. They're just giving you one-to-one for everything that you have. I made a little video about comparing real money to monopoly money. Think about the testnet as monopoly money. At the end of the monopoly testnet period, all the rewards that you get from that monopoly money will be converted into mainnet ADA. But you cannot send one to the other or testnet ADA back to mainnet ADA. Adrian says, I'm going to use Udoi. Good. It's Snapshot ready. And Sagan said, can we send all the ADA back to Ledger after the first snapshot? Sure, you can, but you're going to have to send it back if you're going to participate in the second snapshot. So I'm not sure exactly what you want to do with that. OCG says there is no risk to delegate. Your ADA remains in your control at all times. That is correct. Sean White, no problem. I'm here to answer as many questions as possible, making sure that the transition for tomorrow is as smooth as possible. Ian Green, first time catching someone doing their live stream. This is my first time doing a live stream on this channel. So I'm a little anxious. I'm excited, but I usually do it with Rick. It's so much easier when you have another person here. So you have to just make sure that you're managing everything. So I have a respect for those YouTubers that are live streaming because there's a lot going on. Can you keep your coins on Udoi from Ryan? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Thank you, Gene. Sagan said, can we send all the ADA back to the ledger after the first snapshot? No, you can, but you may miss the second snapshot. We don't know when the second snapshot is going to be. I anticipate at the end of November, and I think that staking will be live. The testnet staking will be live sometime at the beginning of December. Definitely before the end of the year, but we still have a little bit of time before the second testnet snapshot, and I anticipate that maybe the IOHK team will take some time off for Thanksgiving and the holiday season, so you kind of lose that week, but we'll see. We'll see. There's also a lot of like Europeans and people that all over the globe that are working on this project, so I'm sure that not everyone celebrates every single holiday. Mohammed says, I'm from Iran. Why can't I chat in any groups of Cardano? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I am not sure. Silver says, if I have ADA and Daedalus wallet, I don't need to do anything. Correct? That is correct. If you have your ADA and Daedalus wallet, nothing to do. You just sit there, you relax, and you just relax. You relax. Quick story. I don't know if the thumbnail showed up, but I had a thumbnail message, and it basically says that birds poop every like 15 minutes. And this was the inspiration for this live stream. I always have a little inspiration before I do a video. And the reason why I put that there is because when we're staking, you're going to be getting rewards consistently on a consistent basis, especially if you stake with stakecardano.io. So think about us as the source of delegation. So if you want to delegate to our pool, we're going to be up and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We have a team of 4 very highly experienced people on our team. We have good chemistry, and we've been working. We were up and running with Jormungandr. We're just waiting for different updates and making sure that we're on top of things. So I want to also apologize to everyone that came in, all the new people that came in. We haven't sent any emails out yet. I was going to send out an email. I swear I had it completely drafted, the whole email. Charles went on like 15 minutes later and just basically said everything and then said more. So I didn't want to send outdated information to everyone. But please note that we will be communicating with people via email in the future. We're just getting ready. This is my little stress ball that if anyone hasn't seen it, it's an ADA moon ball. So, and TradeFeed says, are we going to see rewards deposited into testnet wallet? Yes, you should. You should. That's how I'm assuming that it's going to work. And Spearmint Man says, is there any further news on the reward 6 to 12%? That's what I'm hearing. It's 6 to 12%. It's probably going to be very variable over time. So meaning that one day it might be 6%, another day it might be 8%, another day it might be 4%. I know that IOHK is probably going to be stress testing the ecosystem, putting as many transactions in as possible. And that's beautiful because that means higher rewards for us. And the brave that actually go forward and start staking with the testnet, you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded. Think about it like this: 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, I don't know if the bull market's going to return by then, but you'll have a bag of new ADA. Regardless if the price of ADA goes down, the purpose here, especially for me, is to stack ADA and make sure that my position is as comfortable as possible. So the first stakers are going to be rewarded, I think, very healthily. Prognatic said, what do you think about the roadmap of Cardano? How far will they push the development until the end of 2020? Is IOHK going to extend the contract of Cardano of the project? So yes, I think they're going to push the development. I think the development is going to go into the end of 2020. Please note that we still have staking mainnet to release. 1 quarter after that, it's Goguen, so smart contracts, Plutus, Marlowe, everything like that. And then after that, we need governance, Voltaire, making sure that the voting system's right, the treasury system is right. So we still have some time to go. And once they accomplish their goals and the IOHK contract runs up, I guarantee you that they're going to be rebidding for an extension on their contract for new goals for the ecosystem. And it's going to be up to us, you, me, and everyone who's staking their ADA and delegating their ADA and voting with their ADA to say, oh, IOHK has been doing a great job. Let's get them back on. Let's get them back on. Let's have Charles lead us again. Let's have Charles lead us to another MVP. So it's going to be up to you. And I'm sure that there are going to be other people saying that they can do a better job pushing the project forward. But that's the whole thing about voting. That's the whole thing about us being involved in the system. Right now, it's hard to become involved with the system, especially if you're not a coder or a developer. But staking, that's our first foot in the door. That's our first foot in the door. That's where it starts. And we're going to just continue. And as we get more rights and as the system develops, it's going to be part of you. You are going to be Cardano. Cardano is going to be a part of you. And you're going to be able to influence the direction of the entire project, which is great. Adrian says there should be frequent airdrops. Jim says, AKA porn. Yeah, porn will probably get some viruses on your computer, especially if you're watching porn with Daedalus on the other side of the screen. So have a computer just solely for ADA, like especially if you spend a lot of money investing in ADA. And I know everyone here is put some money into ADA, their hard-earned money into ADA, because it is almost 2 years after the bear market. We've been in a bearish market. So it's the long-term hodlers that are sitting right here looking at this live stream. So all of us have been extremely invested in ADA, and we're going to make sure we're trying to get returns on our investment. So make sure that you invest in proper security. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a ledger now. I mean, if you're involved with other projects. Personally, I don't have majority of my funds on a ledger because I store it in Daedalus, and I've stored it in Daedalus since 2017, and just been adding to my Daedalus wallet. And when ledger support comes out for Daedalus, I'm going to be moving it onto ledger for Daedalus. Okay. Give me 1 second. I just lost track of where I was. Zor says, how does the snapshot work? So for all the new people that are coming in, the snapshot works. It's a digital photograph. So think about it like Zor, say you have 100 ADA in your wallet. Me, I have 200 ADA. Daniel, another person in the chat, has 300 ADA. At 1200 UTC tomorrow, you can go on Google, type in 1200 UTC, it'll tell you the time. It's going to take a snapshot of the amount of ADA in your Daedalus wallet. So Zor, you would have 100 ADA, Daniel 200 ADA, 300 ADA, whatever I forgot what I said. But once that's done, you're going to download a testnet later in the week. Once you download that testnet, you put in your seed phrase. And once you put in your seed phrase, you're going to receive the equivalent number of testnet ADA. So one person will receive 100 testnet ADA. Another person will receive 200 testnet ADA. Another person will receive 300 testnet ADA. That's how it works. Two snapshots. Remember that the first one doesn't really matter unless you want to do a balance check. It's the second one that matters. If you miss the second one, you're out the game. And you're just going to have to come back sometime next year. I mean, you can keep involved with the project. You just won't earn rewards. And if you don't stake, it's not a big deal. Your ADA will just sit there untouched in Daedalus or Yoroi or an exchange. Don't keep your ADA on exchange, by the way. It's not good. It's not good. Jonathan says, can we transfer ADA back to the Ledger wallet on November 13th? If you want, but please note that there's going to be a second snapshot. The first one doesn't really matter. So you may have to move it right back to Yoroi or Daedalus in time for the second snapshot. Carlos Bravo, at what time is the snapshot? 1200 UTC. How will you stake? Michael Lesser says, how will you stake from a paper wallet? Just put in the full recovery phrase. So yes, you have a seed phrase with your paper wallet, and you're going to be putting it in the testnet, and it should give you, just like you restore a wallet in Daedalus with your paper wallet, you're probably going to be like restoring your wallet, your testnet wallet, and getting your testnet ADA from your paper wallet. I just got finished sending some test ADA to a Daedalus paper wallet, a Yoroi paper wallet, a Yoroi mobile wallet, and Yoroi. So I'm going to be making videos as soon as possible showing exactly how to access the testnet with different wallets. So the paper wallet, the mobile wallet, Yoroi, and Daedalus, of course, and then Daedalus paper wallet. D-Born says a virtual machine isn't a bad idea. That's correct. Ken Carather said, spot on, get a dedicated computer. 100% agree. I am losing the chat. Minister Politics says long-term hodlers stand up. Yes, I anticipate a lot of the people in here are long-term hodlers. Daniel says, I think he's responding to Adrian. Hold on, I'm trying to follow this. Zay Investment says 1 ADA. So I'm assuming someone asked what's the minimum amount to stake. Yes, it's 1 ADA. 1 ADA. 1 ADA. Josh, OCG, everyone that's helping with the questions, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. The chat is moving. Yeah, Ken Carather says these snapshots for testnet are to test the system. Correct. We are not staking. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. Sorry, everyone. I have glasses. I'm trying to read this. This is very overwhelming. Crypto Stanley, how many ADA do you have? My answer is this ADA Moon stress ball. Daniel says, can we sign with your staking pool now? If you're interested in delegating to stakecardano.io or Stake Cardano, we don't know what our ticker symbol is. Visit stakecardano.io, drop your email address. We're not going to spam your email, I promise. We're going to send emails in the future. I had an email last week or this week, and I was going to send it out, but Charles had an AMA and pretty much negated everything I said in the email, or just updated it and my thing was out of date. So I didn't want to repeat myself. So that is good if you want to stake. And trust me, a little history behind our staking pool. The group of guys is Jeremy, Vaclav, and Marcus, and myself. It's 4 of us. We're 100% dedicated. Marcus is the front-end developer for Daedalus. Vaclav is our server guru, and Jeremy is a server guru as well. So all 4 of us. Also, Jeremy and I, we have business experience. We run our own businesses, and we are 100% involved with this. And people ask, how long is your pool going to be up? Indefinitely. It's going to be up indefinitely. We've been actually running our server for over a year. We have a Blade bare metal server with redundancies on every single layer. It's sitting in a tier 4 data center. So a lot of people are sitting there and they want to delegate their ADA to some random person with a rock Pi in their bedroom. But let me tell you, this is not the way. It's a great initiative. Shout out to IOHK, shout out to the rock Pi, shout out to everything. But at the end of the day, we need these commercial-based solutions to provide Cardano a sense of legitimacy for the project. When investors are coming to when investors want to come in, they're going to see, oh, wow, there's 1,000 stake pools, but 1,000 of them are rock Pis. So you're telling me that there are 1,000 rock Pis sitting next to people's Xboxes in their house, and that's what we're supposed to put our money in? This is what we're supposed to put our investment in? No, there's going to be a need for a mixture of both these low-end solutions and these strong-arm solutions. And at the end of the day, you need uptime. Uptime is the most important thing. Tier 4 data centers, they guarantee 99.995% uptime. That's much more than your home internet connection. Even if you don't lose power at your home, or you don't think you lose power at your home, you plug in a PS4 to a downstairs TV and you're streaming on NBA 2K20 or whatever, you could have you could quickly usurp the internet power just for a fraction of a second, and your rock Pi is sitting there and it just missed the slot. So you missed your staking rewards. That's a risk you have to take. I have a little Raspberry Pi. There's a Raspberry Pi sitting in here on top of my computer, and I have a fan connected to the Raspberry Pi. It's not in the case. I have a fan connected to the Raspberry Pi. It runs 24/7, and if the fan didn't run, it would just melt. So these rock Pis are going to have some kind of cooling system, because they're not going to be able to take it. And as far as our pool's fees, we have not decided that yet. We're going to decide that closer to the time. We just haven't run our business model yet. We haven't crunched the numbers. We need to crunch the numbers. We're a business-oriented team, so we need to make sure that everything makes sense. And we're just going to throw numbers to throw numbers. There's going to be math behind them to make sure that we're covering our operating costs and making sure that we do everything. And the reason why we've had our server running for over 1 year is because we thought staking was going to happen sometime last year. So we started real early, but it's just been running. But now you see that I'm promoting the pool. It's because with a certain degree of certainty, I know that staking is going to happen. And I'm ranting, everyone. I apologize. And thank you for everyone showing up. And if you have any questions, just drop it in the chat. If I don't get to your questions, I apologize. The chat is moving. I'm trying to focus on lots of different things. And this is my first time going live, so please be easy on me. Muhammad says, if we send to each other all of our ADA, will we get more rewards in the end? So we better do the transaction until finishing ADA. So you won't get more rewards in the end. I mean, like everyone in this chat amalgamating their ADA. I don't know how that would be possible. I mean, one person would have to hold the seed phrase for everyone's ADA. I don't think you'd be getting your ADA back. But there's something called a saturation point in Cardano. So the saturation point is the idea that after a certain threshold, the returns diminish. So big whales, they can't have all their ADA in one particular pool because they're probably going to be over that saturation point. And once they reach over that saturation point, they're getting less rewards than everyone else. So basically what the whales are going to do, they're going to end up splitting their ADA into multiple different pools and saturating each pool up to that maximum amount in order to maximize their rewards. I think that's what's going to happen, especially with IOHK, Emergo, and the Cardano Foundation that are sitting on hundreds of millions, if not billions of ADA. Josh, thank you again for answering all these questions. I appreciate you. Josh is a great guy. I appreciate you, Josh. Cardano ambassador. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Edmund Cha. Jeff, good night. Edmund Cha, no, I did not leave the Cardano effect. This is my personal channel. So quick story about the Cardano effect. Rick and I are the hosts of the Cardano effect, but I had a personal YouTube channel, which is completely Cardano based. And I've been making videos after videos for the longest. And Charles actually suggested that Rick and I start a podcast. So we started a podcast almost a year ago, and it's been going well ever since. Rick and I have great synergy. We work extremely well together. And although we didn't talk to each other much before this podcast, we knew of each other, but we've developed a great friendship. And the Cardano Effect podcast, we look forward to it all the time. And we appreciate everyone that's helped it grow. Really, really, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. OCG, thank you. OCG, I see you too. Michael Lester says, where will the whale number cutoff for your pool be? 1,000 ADA, 10,000 ADA, 100,000 ADA, 1 million ADA? No, there's not going to be a whale cutoff for our pool, for sure. It's not going to happen. If a pool reaches saturation, I mean, we would be very fortunate if a pool reached saturation. We're going to have multiple pools running. We've already decided that. I don't want to say it's going to be multiple pools day one. I'd want to see what the ecosystem is bringing to the table at first, and we'll have multiple pools. So that's not an issue. That's not an issue. We can handle all the ADA. We can handle all the IOHK can handle all the ADA, but we can handle some ADA. We can handle some ADA. So if anyone wants to delegate to Stake Cardano, we appreciate you. Let us work for you. Like when you delegate your ADA, you're employing our team. So we're working for you. The four of us are working for you. You're creating a business, and we're your employees, and we're going to make sure that your ADA is being well taken care of as far as the delegation and making sure that we're winning slots and making sure that you're receiving your rewards. And at no particular time are you ever sending your ADA to us. So if we don't perform as you expect, you can always pull your ADA from our pool and redelegate it to another pool. So that's up to you. That's up to you. But we're going to continue pushing and doing the best that we can. That's all we can do. Michael Lester says, what is a saturation point? Just basically means there's a point of diminishing returns. There's diminishing returns. So if you go to your bank right now and open up a certificate of deposit, or you open up some random investment portfolio, you'll see that there are different tiers for different percentage returns. So if you invest $1 to $10,000, you may get 0.8% return. If you invest 10,000 to 100,000, it may go up to 1.2, but at some point it doesn't go up for infinity. At some point, like you invest, I don't know, 250,000 and up, it's the maximum amount of rewards you can get. And you'll get like, I don't know, 2-3% back on your certificate of deposit, depending on how long you invested in. So it works the same for Cardano. After a certain period or after a certain threshold, your rewards will be diminished. Spearmint Man says, will the staking pool limit ADA and will staking pool limit ADA and avoid saturation, or do you think a hodler would have to check if you surreptitiously become a member of a saturation pool? So that's a good question. So if someone pushes the saturation point over, everyone within that pool is going to have to be more or less notified or be cognizant that a certain pool reached saturation. We have discussed solutions in which we can offer messages to people showing that certain pools are going to be saturated and making sure that they have time to move in the next epoch and move their ADA to another pool. One of the ways that we have to improve everyone's chances of gaining staking rewards is by creating multiple pools. And in the future, maybe we can have some kind of mobile app where we can deliver messages to people real time and let them know the status of their ADA. But I don't want to promise anything. It's just ideas that we floated, and it's not in our roadmap. Nowhere near our roadmap now. Right now, we're just focused on making sure that our staking pool is up and running. And let me tell you something. When you are delegating to a staking pool, I mean, you could be watching this video. You could be looking at me right now. You could be watching my videos, and you could say, oh, I don't want to delegate to him. And it's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt my feelings. And as long as you're delegating, I'm happy. But the thing is, make sure that you make the correct decision when delegating. If you really want to, if you want to push the longevity of the Cardano ecosystem, you want to try to delegate to pools that are serious, that have a certain business model behind them, because what you're doing is you're supporting those local small business staking pools that are going to come around and strengthen the ecosystem. If we incentivize the staking pools to run staking pools, then they will be here for a long period of time. And if they're there for a long period of time, that means that we have a very robust network. It's a very secure network. It's a network that people outside influencers and outside investors want to get participated in. Think about it like this. If we have hundreds of staking pools that go live when mainnet Shelley happens, and the incentives are structured in a way that pools are actually profiting and the people that are delegating are profiting, then they're going to be here for a long period of time. And a year from now, you're going to be seeing the same people in the ecosystem, and it's going to be like, wow, this blockchain is strong. This project is strong. Let's put some money behind it. That's what happens. That's what happens. But they need to see your record first. They need to see that winning record. So be cognizant of that. Be cognizant of that. Zay Investment says, sorry if this has already been asked. When we delegate our ADA, what are the risks of keeping ADA in the pool? The only risk that you have for keeping ADA in a pool or delegating ADA into a pool is if the pool doesn't have the uptime. So like I was saying before, if someone is rocking a Rock Pi in their bedroom and they just plugged it directly into their modem, and they're playing video games at the same time, or they have a Samsung smart fridge, and that Samsung smart fridge all of a sudden needs to connect to Alexa, and I don't know, shorts the internet connection for a fraction of a second, and you're supposed to win your slot. That Rock Pi is not going to do what it's supposed to be doing, and you're not going to receive the rewards. So the drawback is if it doesn't have good uptime, you won't receive the rewards. But there's no harm to your principal. Your ADA is not going to be touched. But you can also pull your ADA at any particular time and say, I don't want to delegate to this pool anymore because they're not reliable. And it's going to be people are constantly going to be moving their ADA around, but I anticipate that over time, there's going to be a certain level of equilibrium, and people are going to find the pools that work well for them long term. So jumping in and out, while it may seem advantageous, find a pool that's reliable, find a pool that's quality, and just go with that long term, because you jump from this pool to this pool in this epoch, all of a sudden you miss an entire epoch, or you may miss the timing of that particular epoch. So in thinking that you are actually saving, you may have been losing long term. Of course, there are going to be losing pools that are just not up. They're not guaranteeing uptime whatsoever. Crypto Light says, any idea when the second snapshot is? No idea. I think it's probably going to be towards the end of the month, and staking will be live probably in the beginning of December. Mohammed said, I want to send all of my fake ADA one by one to my Instagram followers to engage them. Yeah, you can't send your fake ADA. It's just going to exist in the testnet. Ant-Man said, what's a good amount of ADA to have to live off passive income being comfortable with a 2K monthly income with projected minimum future price? That's a very difficult question to answer. Very difficult question to answer. Personally, me, the way I'm looking at my investment long term is it's all about creating revenue streams. So looking for avenues to create more revenue. That's the title of this stream, I believe. And that's one of the reasons why I'm in crypto. Like that's the reason I got into crypto. And Cardano has branched into something more where I feel very part of the system. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for avenues to create more revenue. And the way I look at this is these are going to be passive income streams in the future. So I will have multiple wallets dedicated to multiple different things in my life that are going to provide returns and make sure that maybe I can focus on different projects and do other things. But the way you can look at it is look at big expenses in your life. If you have a mortgage, if you have car payment, if you have student loans, this, that, everyone has something that they're trying to pay off or something that they want or something that they need. I don't know. Split up your wallets and just start staking. And the key is to not get focused on the returns now. It's long term. Think about the Bitcoiners. They didn't know what they were doing. I'm not going to use any profanity. They didn't know what they were doing. All those people that said they knew, they were lucky. But at the beginning, they had those little ASIC mining machines. Well, it wasn't ASIC mining machines. It was, you could mine on your laptop. Think about 2009, 2010, 2011. People were just mining on their laptop. In college, my brother and I were supposed to start mining on our laptops, and we just never got around to it. And that's a huge mistake. And everyone has probably one of those stories, or a lot of people have those stories. You may think I'm bluffing, but it was true. We had a plan to do it. But those people that were mining, they were getting 50 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, and it wasn't worth much. It wasn't worth much at all. But it's about that long-term hodl, because now they're the people sitting with BTC wallets of 1,000, 10,000 and whatnot. And now they're pushing Bitcoin to the future, but it's the long term. So now it's the long term. But the thing is, with proof of stake, the price is so low right now. It's so low. Like it can go down further, but I feel like we're near or close to the bottom. So anything that you get from the incentivized testnet, whether that be 6 to 12%, you also have to match that with the appreciation of the actual asset itself. ADA is going to increase over time, given that it hits its milestones, given that it hits its goals, given that staking goes live, given that smart contracts go live, given that governance goes live, given that voting is fluid, given that there's a good treasury within the Cardano ecosystem, given more partnerships, it's going to go up. So while you may be only getting 5 to 12%, if your initial investment is 10xing, then it's a lot higher than what you think it is. Thank you, Crypto Light. He says he likes my glasses. I appreciate that. Michael Lester says someone needs to build a smart contract that allows ADA holders to maximize their returns by auto switching stake pools. That would be a great feature. You just load up your funds in Daedalus and you're like, pick the best possible stake pool, and based on the saturation points and the uptime, just automatically redistribute it. That would be awesome. I'm sure that someone is going to create something like that in the future. When there's money involved, they're going to create those little platforms and those little applications and extensions to allow people to maximize their returns. I agree, Minister of Politics. We do need an auto delegate function in Daedalus. OT2Own says staking rewards will probably start the next bull run, in my opinion. These banks just can't compete. The old legacy system is obsolete and dying. Yeah, I mean, staking is something different. It really is something different. And it's hard to explain to people. But when you start receiving your rewards and when we hit mainnet, that's going to be the easiest way to explain it to people. You're going to be able to say, oh, yeah, this is my investment, my initial investment, and this is what I'm getting on mine. What are you getting on your CD? What are you getting on your IRA? What are you getting when you invest in Uber? You're going negative. I'm going up. So that's what it is. Crypto Light says, how much ADA is enough? It's up to you. It's up to you. I can't tell you that. First snapshot is done. Nope, tomorrow. So the reason why I made this podcast, I mean, I'm getting confused. I just did podcast yesterday and literally 2 podcasts on Saturday, 1 podcast on Sunday. I'm sorry, I talk a lot and I'm rambling, but this is my first time going live. But the first snapshot is tomorrow, 1200 UTC. Sorry. It's late. I had a long day. I'm sorry. I'm losing it. A lot of questions in the chat. Gene, how you doing? Gene Brinker. Adrian says less than 24 hours. Yes, 1200 UTC. That's 7 o'clock my time. So it's like 10 hours, 10, 11 hours. Crypto Light says, Marcus says, for pools, stake pools. I guess you're talking about saturation, maybe 2 million ADA staked. I guess, yeah. I think that's what you're referring to. I'm sorry, I'm not following the conversation. Crypto Light says, you must have some BTC, yes? Or do you only have ADA? No, I actually don't have BTC. I mean, I have whatever BTC I have, it's insignificant. I probably have like $100 of BTC, nothing significant. The way I look at it is the return on investment, it doesn't make sense to me anymore. I mean, while it can 10x, and that's better than any asset class out there right now, I haven't suffered this long in crypto to 10x my money. I'm just telling you that straight up. I'm not walking out at a 10x. That's impossible. All the pain, not walking out at a 10x. So the return on investment, if BTC hits 100K or 200K, that's a 10x or 20x from here. ADA hits a 10x or 20x. What is it right now? 4 cents? That's 40 cents, 80 cents. I mean, it was over $1. It's going to go over $1 again. The next bull run for the next bull alt run, it's going to fly. It's going to fly. For all those that were here in 2017, it's going to fly. So people ask you, why don't you have it in BTC? I didn't get in crypto to play safe. If I wanted to play safe, I would go back to the stock market. I really would. I'm here to make returns, and the people that are telling you that you're going to make a ton of money in BTC, I mean, it's true, but they already have a ton of money. So more money makes more money. It's the end of the day. At the end of the day, more money makes more money. But if you invest $10,000 in BTC right now and the 10x's, that's 100K. And depending on where you are around the world, that's wonderful returns. But if you are in a large city or someplace very expensive, 100K, it's not going to buy you groceries. If you live in like San Francisco, it's not going to buy you anything. So I don't know. I'm ranting. It's late, everyone. It's late. Anthony says, will your pool mitigate against DDoS attacks so your stakers don't lose out? Well, I'm not sure what form of DDoS attacks would happen in the Cardano ecosystem as far as staking. I mean, people could stake a whole bunch of different transactions and just hit us with a lot of different micro transactions and delegate a lot of micro ADA to our pool. But I don't think that would be an issue whatsoever. We have redundancies on every single layer of our server. So if we have an issue, we're going to get it solved. And also Vaclav, which is our server guru on our team, he's constantly monitoring the system. We have live feeds of what's going on with our Blade bare metal server, and we're not going to get DDoSed. And we have proper protocols in place to make sure that nothing goes wrong. We're trying to maximize our uptime. Teen Koo said 5% a month or a year. It's annualized. So if we run 6 months for the stake pool, that would be 2.5% on your initial principal. but that's 2.5% given the actual price right now. There's a chance that the actual asset that you're investing, or ADA itself, appreciates in price as well. Michael Blast, fool with the money. How are you doing? Michael Blast says, can you tell us if we add more ADA before the snapshot, that's what counts? Yes. So if you have 5,000 ADA before snapshot number 1, and you tell yourself, I don't have enough ADA, I need to add some more ADA. So you go to Bittrex, you buy 5,000 more ADA, and you send it back to Daedalus. So now you have a wallet of 10,000 ADA before the second snapshot. The second snapshot will record 10,000 ADA. So that's what you will be used to actually stake within the incentivized testnet staking. The Jacob said, will we get rewarded for the first snapshot? No, you will not. No, you will not. Thank you, OCG, for answering questions. Appreciate you. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Every time I scroll up, it scrolls down. It scrolls down. I don't know. I'm going to have to get better at this. I'm going to have to get better at this. Minister of Politics says, yes, that's what I think. If BTC can 10x, ADA can 200 to 400x, that would be massive. But you never know with crypto. You never know with crypto. And remember that during the bull run in 2017, there was actually a multiplier on the actual market cap. So for each dollar that people invested, it actually added $50 to the actual market cap value. So while you saw valuations of close 10, 20 billion for ADA, it wasn't actually $20 billion that was actually invested into the project. It was a smaller derivation of that. And why that matters to you is because if you're not Charles or the C-suite at IOHK or IOHK themselves or Emergo or the Cardano Foundation, and you don't have large bags, you may have large bags, but you don't have the hundreds of millions of ADA or billion ADA to dump, you're going to be able to exit at whatever price point you want without completely destroying the market. Charles can't go with whatever ADA he has. He can't dump all his ADA. It's just going to decimate the price because we can't pick up his bags. I mean, there may be some people out there that can pick up his bags, but they may not be in crypto at the moment. But you yourself, you benefit from that market cap multiplier. How many users? Engineers Prepper says, how many users are you allowing in the stake pool? Is there a limit? No limit. Anyone that wants to delegate to Stake Cardano, you can visit stakecardano.io, drop your email address. I know we haven't sent email updates, but they're coming. They're coming, I promise. Drop those. We're working on our stock, on our ticker. So that's going to identify our pool and allow you to direct your ADA or delegate your ADA to our pool. And yeah, we will take anyone. We are probably, if we hit saturation point, we're running multiple pools. We've already discussed that. So whoever wants to delegate to us, whoever wants to support our projects, whoever wants to support Stake Cardano, please delegate to us. We are a family here. And once you delegate to us, I'm sorry, I'm your employee. The four of us are your employees. We work for you. We are here to make your life easy. We want to make sure that you sleep every night, 10 hours a night. After staking, after we hit mainnet, you can sleep 11 hours a night. We're going to be working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We have our Blade bare metal server. I'm repeating myself to all the new people that are coming in. A Blade bare metal server in a tier 4 data center, weatherproof, raised floors to prevent flooding, redundancies on every layer. We've been running this server for over a year now in preparation for Shelly mainnet staking. But the issue was that Shelly mainnet staking was delayed. So you see that my videos recently started promoting the pool. It's because with a certain degree of certainty, I know staking is going to happen. So that's why I came out of the woodworks with the pool now. Yeah, none of this is financial advice, by the way. None of this is financial advice. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I'm excited to be delegating my ADA. I'm going to be, of course, I'm delegating 100% of my funds to Stake Cardano. That is my pool. And I don't promote any other pools. The only other pool that I will promote is Rick's Pool Digital Fortress. if you if you want to delegate to another pool, go to Rick's pool. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And shout out to all the other pools as well. There's no hard feelings. No hard feelings. All the pools that came on the Cardano Effect podcast, great pools too. You have OCG, Mark, Ada North Pool. I forgot. It's been a long day, but I edited the video. You can check out the Cardano Effect episode 58. 59 is coming on Wednesday. So yes. Neon says, first thing I will do with my Cardano rewards is to buy some tacos. That's good. That's good. Bruce City 44 Panthers says 100K is not that much in Hong Kong. Higher housing costs than LA or Paris or London. Yeah, I mean, depending on where you live, if you live in certain very wealthy cities, well, 100K doesn't do anything for you. You know, most people here, I don't know what your goals are, but we're in crypto to create avenues for additional revenue. You know, that's basically what we're in crypto for. We're in crypto to create passive income. And if we can create these passive income streams all while creating something new or changing the existing system, then it becomes fun. This is fun for me. This is fun for me. If we could spend ADA on everyday products and services, and I had my ADA and wallets and this and that, I would be having a blast. I would be having a blast. It's fun. It's fun. Money's fun. Finances are fun. It's figuring out new ways how to maximize your money is interesting, and being able to give yourself the flexibility of having rewards coming to you from all different angles. And the wonderful thing about Cardano, let me tell you something. The epoch is 5 days long. I don't know where everyone works, but the average person in the United States gets paid bi-monthly. So you get 2 checks a month. Every 2 weeks, you get a check. You're getting your ADA check every 5 days. Think about that. Think about that, and think about why that would influence other people to get involved with the system. It's not like you're locking up your rewards or you're locking up your principal for a month or 2 months to get your return. You go do a CD right now. You're going to have to lock it up for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 5 days. 5 days. Monday, you come back Friday or Saturday and you have rewards sitting for you. You have rewards sitting there for you. You're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to invest my rewards back into my principal, compound the interest, and check back in another 5 days. It's wonderful. It encourages people to actually stay staked within the system. And that's why we talk about the price appreciation for Cardano, because once everyone figures out how powerful staking is, and if it's created correctly, most people will be delegating their ADA to certain stake pools. What does that mean? That means all the supply is gone. And what does that mean? Price is going up. Price is going up. Price is going up. I don't plan on selling the principal anytime soon. I don't plan on moving my rewards anytime soon. When I feel it's the time that I can start picking out some of my rewards, then I will. But I'm not going to decrease the principal. I'm going to get to the point where my rewards are so high, especially with the price of ADA being high, corresponding to the price being high, that I'm making more rewards than I'm spending. That's when I feel like, oh, I'm going to start pulling out some of my investment. Until then, we're going to keep on riding. And I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So let me get back to chat. Okay. Essence says, those who don't want to participate in the snapshot, will they have their chance in the future? So if you miss the second snapshot, so if you miss the first snapshot, no worries, as long as you have your seed phrase. The second snapshot, if you miss it, you're going to miss the incentivized testnet. So you're not going to be able to stake until mainnet in 2020. So you're going to have to wait for that. Joakim says, YouTube recommended me this. Yes, unfortunately. You can hit that notification, said turn off recommendations. You look lost. You look lost. So I would recommend you contact YouTube customer service. OCG says your rewards will compound automatically if your rewards are paid to the same wallet you delegate from. Beautiful, beautiful. Testnet, once again, testnet is not available yet. It will be available later in the week. Jax Crypto says, will it be possible for pool operators to join $100 to join their pool and keep a low amount of people in their pool to keep rewards high? I don't think so. Every pool is going to have a stock ticker, and you're going to be able to see that ticker in the actual Daedalus platform. So once you see that ticker, I don't know if you're going to be able to hide pools or anything like that. Charging fees to join pools, that's a business model that I'm not aware of at the moment. There are no fees to join Stake Cardano, like no initialized fees to join StakeCardano.io. We're going to be charging operator fees, stake pool operator fees, and that makes sure that our operation continues. Think about it like this: the more time, the more investment that you delegate to stake pools, if people can survive in this ecosystem and make livings in this ecosystem, they're going to put more time into the ecosystem. They're going to grow the project. They're going to make things better. You know, I run my own business, and I plan on seeing if I can run my own business in crypto. I've been looking for opportunities for the longest time. And Cardano was one of the reasons why I got involved with that project, because it's such a business-oriented project. And I want to use smart contracts. And I want to be one of those people that maybe can think of something innovative and create this new smart contract solution to solve existing problems. So Cardano is the project for me. Cardano is the project for me. Crypto Light, I have 2 wallets. Can I stake both into your stake pool? Of course, of course. Smen Roll says, when can we start registering these pool tickers? Not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. Okay, I'm just trying to fall. Philip Page, you're using my stake. All awesome. Thank you, Philip. Ryzen said, can you speak on saturation point with pools and incentives for pools to maintain uptime? So saturation point, it's this point. So I don't know what the saturation point is going to be for particular pools. It's going to be depending on how many people delegate their ADA. And once pools reach a certain saturation point, there are diminishing returns. So you don't get as much money for your initial investment when a pool is saturated. So that encourages people to split up their ADA and put in other pools, especially for whales. They can't just run one pool. They're going to actually be earning less rewards than if they split up their ADA into multiple pools and directed it there. So saturation points, they can get hit by any pool. And once a pool hits saturation point, the returns diminish. So that's the premise of a saturation point. Think about it as like an actual pool. Once it fills up and starts overflowing, there's just no more water you can put in that pool. You're gonna have to move that water to another pool so people can start swimming. But you can't swim on water that's outside of the pool. Mike Hilliard says, where can we find step-by-step instructions on prepping for testnet staking? So I'm sure that IOHK is going to be releasing a lot of different documentation and maybe manuals and videos to walk people through exactly what is going on. I'm going to be releasing videos as well. I just finished. I just came from downstairs. I put ADA on Daedalus paper wallet, Yoroi paper wallet, Yoroi mobile wallet, Yoroi web. So 4 or 5 wallets, and I just have testnet ADA there, and I'm going to make videos when the time comes. Sorry to everyone that I'm repeating myself, but I'm just getting in some questions that as of late. So this is my first time doing a live stream, everyone. So I'm a little bit, I guess you can say I'm rusty. I'm just trying to get all these questions. I need to do this more often. Shout out to Rick, who did it by himself on Digital Fortress, and these YouTubers that are doing it all the time. It's not easy. Yes, Jim, ledgers can hold ADA, but you won't be able to stake with a ledger. So you won't be able to stake with a ledger. So if your ADA is on a ledger, your address won't be snapped at all. So you need to move it off a ledger and put it in Yoroi, or you need to put it in Daedalus. That's the end of the game. That's what happens. I don't know what my thumbnail is for all those new people. I think it's a sign saying that birds poop every 15 minutes. And that's just indicative of what staking is going to look like in the future. When we hit mainnet, people are going to be getting paid every 5 days, just like a bird poops every 15 minutes. You stake to stake Cardano.io, you're going to be getting paid ADA rewards after every epoch, because we're maximizing our uptime here. Essen says, if you have many ADA, do you believe it's better for users to create multiple wallets in order to try out more pools? Once again, I'm biased. I want you to delegate all your ADA to my pool. But if you choose not to, by all means, create new wallets and delegate to as many pools as possible. It's going to help the ecosystem. And this is probably a bad question to ask me, because, of course, I want as many people to delegate to my pool as possible. It's self-serving, but I just try it. Just, if you want to delegate to multiple pools, do it. Muhammad says, what's the best way to engage more and more people using ADA? Many people don't even hear this name. Well, this is a staking episode, so start making some money. Let's start staking. Let's start making some money. And I think that's going to start getting people involved. That's what's going to interest people. I mean, smart contracts are not out yet, but if we start staking and, maybe not in the test net, don't get people involved in that process. But when we hit mainnet, share with your family, share with people that you know what you're doing and what returns you're getting. And, maybe the price will be appreciating at that point. And like, this is a long-term investment, and then you can figure that out. Personally, like, I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to talk to crypto-related people. And it's been refreshing to see all these people that share similar passions about crypto, because it's hard to speak with the average person, not saying average, but people that are not involved in crypto. This is a whole new world. Does your location matter in staking? Absolutely not. You can delegate to a pool that's running in Antarctica, or you can dedicate to a pool that's running in Ethiopia or Georgia or Japan or New Zealand. Yes, Snapshot, 1200 UTC. Crypto Light, yeah, I'm in the USA. I'm on the East Coast. So the Snapshot time for me tomorrow is 7 a.m., I believe. 7 a.m. Ariel says, are you going to make a video of how to stake to your pool? Absolutely. How much ADA do you need to open up your own ADA pool? Crypto Advice 2019. The question has been floated around. Not anyone has a particular answer. Back in the day, I did some math. I did some back of the envelope calculations. In order to be competitive, especially if you're running a commercial-based solution, commercial-based meaning you have a server or some type of industrial grade hardware, you're probably going to have several million, maybe at least 3 million, in order to start winning slots and start paying back for that machine. But if you have a simple, like, little Rock Pi, or this is not a Rock Pi, but it's a little Raspberry Pi, it's just a case, the Rock Pi is sitting here, it's probably going to be a lot less than that. But at the end of the day, you're probably not going to be winning slots. You're not going to win slots with the 100K solo staking. You're not going to win slots 300K solo staking or 500K solo staking. It's just not going to happen. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but yeah. Octoman PC, you need to check out the latest episode of the Cardano Effect podcast. There are some great pools that are going on, and I think it's going to be distributed. I think it's going to be well distributed. Stankmouth Charlie says, what's the latest we can buy ADA to get rewards? Well, right before the second snapshot. So if the second snapshot is November 25th, you can buy ADA November 24th at like 11 p.m. if you want, and send it to your Daedalus. So you can have your ADA literally come into the wallet a minute before the snapshot, and you will be able to participate in the snapshot. I wouldn't play it that close, though. Give yourself like maybe at least a day plus or minus, because if you really want to get involved, you're probably going to get barred out just simply based on the time. Malky says, when mainnet will be launched, can I keep my ADA on a ledger and still stake? So once the second snapshot finishes, you can send your ADA back to your Ledger Nano S. Sorry, I think I had a Ledger Nano S here. I have Ledger Nano S's in this room somewhere. But yeah, you can send it back. Old Passing says, I've seen estimates as high as 40 million to be profitable. Who knows? I mean, it depends on what your server costs are. It depends on what your hardware costs are, what your electricity costs are. I mean, there's a lot of different variables, your bandwidth costs and everything like that. Octoman, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Crypto Light, yes. I'm just answering the same questions now. That's true. I mean, I'm just trying to get everyone that's new here. I came on this podcast just to ease the tension because I know a lot of people are stressed for the snapshot tomorrow. If when you guys think that I'm repeating myself too much, give me that okay. So I think that I may do this just a few more minutes and then just exit, because if I'm repeating myself, I don't want to repeat myself too much. I'm not in Boston. Crypto advice. I've been to Boston before a couple times, but I'm not in Boston. Yannick, just want to say thanks. Thank you. Philip Page, will the testnet Daedalus UI allow us to choose stake pools? I don't believe so. I don't know. I don't think so, because you're not going to be able to stake. So I don't know if that feature will be added, but that's something that I probably should ask Marcus. So Marcus, once again, he is one of the founders of the Stake Cardano stake pool. It's 4 of us. So he is the front end developer for Daedalus. So if there's anyone that I need to ask, it's probably him regarding that question. Octoman, I'm running tier 4 server in a data center. Yes. I'm not plugging it in to the same port that I'm using for my Nintendo Switch. I used to have a PS4, but I actually got rid of my PS4 because it was taking up too much time. My PS4, I will buy another PS4 once the price hits a certain level, and I can sit there and relax a little bit more. But until then, I need to get some stuff done. But yeah, I'm not running a server on home internet. And I have gig speed here. I have gig speed. I pay for gig speed, and I still lose internet. There's no possible way that anyone here is sitting here and telling me they have 100% uptime on their internet. You know, it could be at 2 a.m. that your power company just decides to just flip a switch, or someone's a lightning strike hits a power line, and it's over for you. So, and when the things are supposed to go wrong, that's when they go wrong. I guarantee you that lightning strike will be the exact moment where you're chosen for a slot. So as a slot leader, and remember, every 20 seconds. So you got to be on your game. Ariel, 100K is great to start staking. Of course. Crypto Light says, when ADA moons 10 years from now, we need a party of the original 10K subs in Las Vegas. Las Vegas sounds nice. Tonka says, what to do with my ADA and Bittrex. What you need to do is you need to send it to Yoroi or Daedalus. Figure out which wallet you want. There are people that prefer desktop wallets. Daedalus. People that prefer lighter versions of wallets like mobile wallets and web wallets. That's Yoroi. So figure that out. Figure out which wallet you want. Send your ADA from Bittrex to Daedalus or Yoroi. Only if you want to participate. Not financial advice. I'm not responsible if you send it to the wrong address or anything like that. I abstain from any responsibility. I'm just letting you know what I do. Make sure you take proper security measures in. Double check, triple check, quadruple check. By the way, testnet download. It's going to be on Thursday, apparently. So if there's a testnet download, be careful which links you download it from. Make sure it's from IOHK themselves. You can go on their Twitter. They're going to be releasing probably a lot of information as to reputable links to where to download your Daedalus. You want to make sure you do that. Scams. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Telegram group. I have a stake pool. I have a Twitter. I'm not huge. I'm not a crypto celebrity by any means, and I'm smaller on the scale of crypto YouTubers. But at the same time, people know that well, I guess not a lot of people, because my following isn't gargantuan like other people, but people know that I am involved with the Cardano community. So they may make fictitious profiles about me. I'm not contacting you. Okay. I'm not reaching. I like all of you. I promise I do. But if you're receiving private messages from me, it's probably a scam. If you want to have a conversation with me, it's very easy to get in contact with me. You can private message me at any time, but you initiate that private message. You initiate it, and then we can start a conversation. You can find me in Telegram. I have a lot of private messages with a lot of different people. You can find me on Twitter. You can DM me. Make sure it's this correct person. And if you don't see me, you don't see my face in the YouTube channel, or you don't see me with my face saying something, be worried. Christian, how you doing? Let's see. Says, do you think that Charles Hoskinson will finish all of the roadmap by 2020? I mean, based on the speed we're going, probably not. We're probably going to need a little bit of an extension by then. Just keeping it honest. Sajan said, is Mobile Yoroi, sorry if I butchered your name, I apologize. I recognize you. Is Mobile Yoroi a snapshot ready? Yes. Jonathan Laurie, I have never won in this market. Yeah, no, I've been losing a lot too. But this is a long-term. I always got into this long-term. It takes 3 years to recognize whether a business is profitable or not. Have you been in crypto for 3 years? Ask yourself that question. And then let me know. So if you haven't even been here for 3 years, you haven't even found out whether this business is for you or whether it can become profitable in the future. I put so much energy into this because I run a business. I put so much energy into this because I see the potential. I compare what I do on a day-to-day basis to what crypto is now. And the gains that I can get from crypto they supersede what I can make in my business. Not saying I can't grow my business and make a lot more money, but crypto can expedite that process. And I think the amount of work that I've put in and the amount of papers that I've read and the amount of documents that I've read and the amount of articles that I've read, I really feel like I have that first mover advantage. So I'm very confident. Even though the price is down, I'm very confident. Octoman says AWS staking incoming. Another thing, cloud services. I'm going to rant about this on my channel. If someone wants to debate me about this, that's fine. Amazon is a behemoth, and Amazon can flip that switch. I'm not giving any of my ADA to Jeff Bezos. And Amazon, I know he's not going to be able to control the pool, but we are in such tumultuous times with so many different countries. The US doesn't get along with China, doesn't get along with Iran, and it doesn't get along with so many different countries, with Russia. It just, one day, the president, everyone in office, they don't know what crypto is. I mean, I'm sure there are some people that know what crypto is and have educated viewpoints about what crypto is, but they can just say, oh, the US, we're not going to deal with that anymore. So all of a sudden they flip that switch. Amazon has to flip that switch. And your server in your cloud server in that data center is being turned off. So that's a risk that you need to take. That's a risk that you're going to have to assess. I mean, that's a risk that you're going to have to assess. It happens. If you look at Amazon and their marketplace with third-party sellers, there's whole controversies about how they are they can shut down sellers at any particular time for any infraction. And if you don't have the pockets to fight them, and no one has the pockets to fight Amazon, you're out of luck. So that's what happens. And I love Amazon. I order so many things on Amazon. I've been a Prime member for the longest period of time. I spend so much money on Amazon. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to put my server on Amazon at all. And it's not really your server. It's a cloud server. It's not your server. We have a physical Blade bare metal server sitting in a tier 4 data center. Raised floors, preventing from flooding. We're not worried about natural disasters. We're not worried about anything because tier 4 data center is top of the line. If you know what like ISO certification is and certain like LEED certification, it means like teams come into buildings and they assess the security, safety, all the different features in particular buildings and the things that they're offering. Our data center, the data center that's holding our Blade bare metal server, it has security 24/7. So those are things that you need to realize. Crypto Light says, I can pass as a young Obama. It's not the first time I've heard that. When I was in high school in 2008, I might have been just under voting age, but it was the first time Obama was running. And trust me, I never heard the end of it. I never heard the end of it. Let's see. Says, any news with Coinbase? I think Coinbase is coming eventually. It's coming. I think it's coming as soon as we hit mainnet for staking. It fits that decentralization mark, and I think that's going to be the time where we can really negotiate our way onto Coinbase. I think it's coming. We need Coinbase. We need Coinbase. Also, we need the Cardano Foundation to probably do that initiative where they give ADA for that Coinbase Earn program, that Earn program where you can earn crypto for answering particular questions. It's probably another requirement for Coinbase usurping new tokens from CoinMarketCap onto their platform. Okay, hold on. I'm losing it. Okay, Marcus said testnet Daedalus UI will let you choose stake pools. That's the name of the game. Owen says the birthday card you sent me to ADA address wasn't real. No, unfortunately, it wasn't real. Ann says, what if I'm running a home server and internet goes down for an hour? What happens? Well, you're not going to win any of the slots during that hour time period. You won't win any of the slots. Minister Politics says you and Rick should cosplay as Rick and Morty. Yeah, that would be. I haven't watched a lot of episodes of Rick and Morty. I think I watched the first season. That's it. Everyone needs more ADA. Yeah, it's all about the tier 4 data centers. It's all about the tier 4 data centers. So every slot in the Cardano blockchain, it's 20 seconds. So that's when, if you look at the Bitcoin network, when blocks are like 10 minutes long and then they close, and then there are ASIC miners that try to solve hashes in order to get the rewards for that particular block. So all the transactions within a 10-minute time period, think about it as a ledger. So Bob paid Sue, Sue paid John, John paid Billy. Everything that happened within that 10 minutes gets clumped up on this big ledger, and then they solve it. But in Cardano, slots happen every 20 seconds. So it's a time period where the ledger kind of closes and restarts new transactions. So 20 seconds is the time period for Cardano. Where can I get the specs to start a pool? Zay Investments. I know there are some There's documentation on the forum. There are a lot of community members in the forum, and I would just go to the Cardano stake pool Telegram group, Cardano's best practices stake pool Telegram group, and ask around, and they're going to send you to the correct place. Philip Page says, I'm glad Cardano has taken its time during the down market. That is correct. And it's a natural order of things. It's a natural order of things. Everyone here that's invested in the correct project, and not saying that Cardano is the correct project, it may fizzle out. Obviously, I don't believe that at all, but there's always a possibility. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. But the few of us that have remained are the ones that are going to prosper in the end. It's what it is. Just like the few that remain in Bitcoin are the ones that are the mega whales today. Says, what do you think about a lot of investors are beginning to be skeptical about the delays that Charles Hoskinson is doing? Well, I mean, Charles Hoskinson is not doing the delays. Things are being delayed. Goals are not being achieved in the same way that they were maybe promised. But at the end of the day, this is a work in progress. There's no book to write this code. There's no book. You have to write it yourself. And that's the thing with being in such a early market. This thing has only been around in the market for a couple years. It's really early on, and deadlines are going to be missed. But things have to be done correctly. If they're rushed and they're released, you can't turn back. You can't turn back the clock. So, you could end up with a bunch of hacks if you do things incorrectly. And whose money is going to be hacked? It's going to be yours, mine, and everyone else's. Falcon Eye Vision says still no news of percentage. Yeah, I mean, it's between 6 and 12%. I think it's going to be variable. So they can't, it's a test net. It's a test net. So they haven't fixed the parameters. They haven't fixed the parameters yet. So once they fix the parameters, once they get a little bit of data, then they're going to figure out, oh, maybe we can slap a nice even 7% on this, or a nice even 8%, or a nice even 5%. I don't think it's going to be, this is a mathematically rigorous project. So it's not going to be 1 percentage point every time, after each epoch. It's probably going to vary with a certain level of minutia. Josh says, is your pool going to be online for the test net? So since pools are going to be available, I mean, we're running RC7 right now. So that's the latest version of Jormungandr. So if we don't show up, there's probably an issue. But once again, staking doesn't start, but we're up and running. We went over, we had a little tiny meeting this morning, so we're up and running. But once again, these things are early on, so information may be a little bit skewed, and certain pools may be obfuscated, and I don't know. Those are bugs that we're going to need to work through. Smen Roll says, I kind of like the collectibles. It's really cool that they have a real product with the New Balance shoes. Yeah, I think it is cool. I think it could have been done a little bit differently and communicated a little bit differently, in the sense that certain New Balance shoes have the real chain card and others don't. Yeah, I think that's all the OM, I think it's pronounced Omnis. I heard from a sneakerhead. All the Omnis, or after Ole Miss, they don't all have the real chain cards. When is the latest time to register a pool on the testnet? There's not going to be a latest time. I think you can get in as a pool at any particular time. I think you just won't be able to delegate after you miss that second snapshot. I don't know how long I've been going. This is a marathon. I don't know how long I've been going. So let me throw the question to you now. I want to hear in the comment section, which wallet are you using? What's your main wallet? 98 minutes, crazy. What wallet are you using? Are you using Daedalus or Yoroi for the snapshot? Okay, we have Daedalus, Yoroi. Okay, and main wallet. Okay, we have a lot of Daedalus. Okay, we have a lot of Daedalus. 2 wallets. Daedalus, the Greek myth. Oh my goodness. Daedalus, without a doubt. I just use Yoroi, and my balance wasn't reflecting correctly from my Yoroi with wallet, my Yoroi with Ledger to Yoroi. Someone's using Atomic wallet. You won't be able to stake with Atomic or Infinito or any of those third-party wallets. Leather wallet not supported? Okay. Philip Page, BitConnect. That's a good wallet. That's a good wallet. Yeah, so it seems like a majority of people are using Daedalus. I like Daedalus. People give Daedalus a lot of shit, but I do like Daedalus. I mean, there's something about when it's loading up and the animation in the background. It just feels so official. It feels so official. Daedalus all day. I mean, the only thing Daedalus is missing is Ledger support. That's it. That's it. And second question, you guys, or guys and girls, I'm not excluding anyone in here. Are you excited? Let's say that the test net takes place for 5-6 months. Are you excited? Like, is time a factor for you? Or do you not care at all? Are you just ready to collect a bag at the end of 4, 5, 6 months? Does time mean anything for you in the test net? Mr. K, I don't know which pool operating fees we're going to be charging. We're going to be discussing that. We have been discussing that. It's really hard to create a business model when you don't know the actual ROI on the staking rewards. But trust me, we'll get that information before we start staking. I promise you. And that's probably what our first couple of emails will be. I hear long-term, 5 years. 6 years, 5 years, if Charles Hoskinson is still with Cardano. 6 months ties ups with the halvening for Bitcoin. Yeah, that's good. Minister Politics says this project will heat up in real in 3 to 5 years, explode in 6 to 9, dominate. Yeah, I mean, I've lost so much money. Well, I guess it's unrealized gains over the time of it just completely collapsing that I consider it like a dead investment now. Not so much the project's not dead, but like the money I put in, I forgot about it. That's the best way I can deal with the anxiety of just losing money. I forgot about it. So it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Yeah. I'm reading everything as it comes. Explode in 6, 9, dominate 10 years. People are grumbling about the time frames. Everyone making money is hard, and there's not a lot of people that just become rich overnight. If you're not like a celebrity or an entertainer or anything of that sense, or an athlete, but even those people, they put in a lot of work in order to get to the level that they did. But I think we live in a society now where people kind of get famous, or there's just small cases of people just getting massive amounts of money in very short periods of time for doing absolutely nothing. So I think that's been ingrained in us. But it's a process. It's a process to make money. It's a process to grow. It's a process to build passive income. And if it takes a long time to build a passive income stream, that means it's going to be all the more profitable in the end. That's what it comes down to. Tell people, if you're a good stock investor, crypto light, you double your money in 10 years. And if you're a crypto land, you get a 3x in a year. That's true. Jason Romero, Sajan said patience. Sorry if I butchered your name again. I apologize. I see you all the time. I really do. You've got time. Yeah, I was asking that, Jason Horner. How long would you be okay with the testnet being out there? But people were saying how long their long-term goals are, which is great as well. Josh, more live streams in the future has been awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do more live streams in the future. This one was difficult. I mean, I think I did my best. I did my best for this one. Oh, one more question to everyone. One more question. So I noticed with other cryptocurrency communities, especially the big ones, the big projects, the top 10, you know, what do you guys think about merch? Because, I think that's part of advertising is having cool art, cool designs on different products and making sure that you maybe wear it with pride outside. I mean, tell you the truth, it's like you have to be selective about what you wear and everything like that, especially when you're in crypto or whatnot. But like I made this ADA moonball for the IOHK summit, and it's awesome. It's awesome, and I feel like needs to be more creative projects that come along. I've met a couple artists that were interested in making T-shirt designs back in the day for Cardano and this and that, but there's so much like red tape as to what you can do, and there's only one store you can buy Cardano merchandise from, and it's Crypto Supreme. But Crypto Supreme, wonderful store. I mean, great store, but the art is basic, and I guess he doesn't have to go through the regular red tape because he's kind of associated with Charles, so it really puts a little bit of pressure on the rest of the community that's trying to do merch. But maybe in the future, I might decide that Stake Cardano needs a merch section, and we can release some products that are really creative and push the Cardano ecosystem forward, or people can wear with pride. Everyone says I rock a T-shirt. ADA mouse pad. If I stake with you, I want a free T-shirt. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, I think I'm done for the night. So I'm gonna wrap this up, guys and girls. Elizabeth, how you doing? I see you leaving a lot of great comments on my YouTube videos. Thank you for the support. Everyone, I want to thank everyone for the support. I appreciate it. This is my first live stream. I just got on just to kind of walk everyone through this first incentivized snapshot that's happening this week. Tuesday, 12 o'clock, 1200 UTC. That's 7 a.m. for me, Eastern Standard Time. You can check what time that is on Google. Appreciate everyone just checking in. I hope everyone is not as anxious for tomorrow as possible. And, if you have a stress ball, stress it out. But this is not the end. There's a second snapshot. So if you're going to move your funds onto a snapshot approved address, make sure it's in time for the second snapshot as well. Let me know some comments in the comment section as well. If you want me to do this again, I'll try to do it again. And I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone here. And everyone have a wonderful evening. And tomorrow's a snapshot. This is a big day for everyone. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate all of you. All right. I'm being redundant now. All right. Good night, everyone.